companies and found the number of ethnic minorities in the boardroom has fallen in the past year. So too has the number of non-white CEOs. And when you look at the top 100 executives of each company, FTSE 100 firms lost almost 40 of around 480 non-white leaders last year. Let's bring in Raj Tulsiani in London. He's the CEO of Green Park Executive Search, which conducted the study. Raj, thanks so much for being with us. Why are we seeing it move in this direction and less non-whites making it to the board level?
Well, the research looked at gender and ethno-cultural background of 10,000 of the top roles within the FTSE 100. And unfortunately, what we saw is not only is the pace of change slowing for gender, but for ethno-cultural diversity, it's actually going backwards. And the key problem there is a brain drain away from the listed companies into other sectors for talented ethnic minority business leaders.
So when you say away from listed, does that mean they're all starting their own companies or jumping into new startups? And is that such a terrible thing? Because ultimately, one would assume they will be the executives of those companies.
I think what we're seeing is twofold. So if you look at the top of the organisation or the board, there is an increase in all white boards. Now, in itself, that isn't a problem. But if you look at the changing demographic within the United Kingdom, if you look at our requirement to export our services internationally, the lack of cognitive diversity of those boards is causing an issue. And what's more worrying is that in the UK, in order to be a non-executive director within a listed company, statistically, it's pretty much impossible to do that as you've been an executive director within that indices. So within the FTSE 100, we've got this double whammy of boards getting smaller, boards getting further away from their customers, and then the succession plan for those boards reducing dramatically by over 10% when you look at ethnic minority executives.
And we have a banner up, and your research shows no East Asian senior executives. I mean, this doesn't seem to mirror what we're seeing going on in the global economy. How does the UK stack up to say what's happening in the US? What is this doing to the UK's competitiveness?
Well, I would argue that it's causing a real difficulty for our competitiveness, because if you look at some of the growth markets in which UK organisations are looking to expand EBIT, actually, without any leadership that understands those markets, that has informal networks, that has a way of doing business there that's sustainable and successful, effectively we're exporting what we utilise in our domestic market, and that clearly is not working in plenty of our sectors. So I would say that not addressing this is actually giving the UK a real medium-term talent issue.
So Raj, what's the solution? What should be the best practice? How do you get to a situation where these numbers start moving in the right direction? Is the answer quotas? We always have pushback against that.
Yeah, I think that the answer largely is cultural. So we have to think differently about talent, and we have to work in a way that allows organisations a broader choice of people to put in their boards and in their executive teams. So traditionally, we have suffered quite dramatically from lateral hires. So an individual moving from a similar company to a similar role. In order to address this, we know that the pipeline for gender and ethnic minorities within those lateral hires is years away. So some organisations have to bite the bullet and say, we're going to be brave about this, we're going to be driven by our values and our need to better understand concordance with our global customer base and think differently about talent. Because that pipeline is going to take 7 to 10 years for it to rectify if organisations make a decision to do something now. At the moment in the UK, the problem we have is very slick corporate narratives around equality and inclusion and diversity, but the numbers don't lie. The numbers are telling us that we are getting worse in this country.
Absolutely. And it is something we find often when we talk about gender equality, ethnic diversity in boardrooms. A lot of people talking the talk, but not all of them are walking the walk yet. Raj, thank you so much for bringing this to attention. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And we want to